Welcome for Leaves to Nature. I'm your host, Poeticheadset, and my co-host here. Can you introduce
My
yourself?
brother Alex. Hello.
Here's brother Alex. Yeah, so we're here gonna be talking about the latest comeback of Nature that happened within
Mm.
November. What was that? Last week, November 6th or
Yes,
7th.
it's a
So their latest comeback called Nature World Code A, yes. And this time in their latest comeback, they actually have a new member, and literally she is the center and a former Produce series contestant.
and who is
And
the
yeah, who is that? So that person is Kim Sohee, if anyone knows. A little background on Kim Sohee is that she was a former uh, her former agency was Music Works, and that she had
mm,
a solo album or solo song called was it Folate? I think Flettete.
wow.
So it was a very nice
I didn't know.
song.
I didn't know that.
But now that she's in Nature, she is literally the center of the group. Now we're here to talk about the album, right? And we have a lot
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
to we have a lot to really like get into this. So first thing first is, what do you think about the main track called "Oopsie" or "My Bad"?
Oh. um. Yes. I kind of my first take. My first. Uh. I was in shock at first because it was so different than the title tracks before, and my original reaction was that, oh, this is so simple, and is this a real nature song and that kind of. But I luckily listened to it many times, and I started to grow on me, and it's kind of, I started to understand why it was done, what was the meaning of it, and that was something different, something bold, something that was something that they didn't want to repeat, something that they have done. But of course, it was a big change. But I am one of those who thinks that it's. I like that song, and I kind of think that it's a good song. So yeah, I'm kind of a. I surprised myself also that I like the song now because it has this kind of addict feeling about it, and you can listen to it in while you're doing different stuff, and it's kind of a easy listening song. So yeah, so in my part, I like it a lot at this time. I love the album even more because I think the album will show more different sides of nature, and the songs are really good quality. But for me, uh, maybe it's oopsie my bad, but I like it.
Wow. I mean,
That
look,
work either.
it's a good song. Okay, it's just the thing wrong with that whole thing. I guess it's my turn to like talk about
Yeah.
the main track about it. So the thing is, I went out of my way to literally research the composers of each song for Nature. This is how I am, alright. So I looked in all this stuff. So
Yeah.
one way is they were a former K-pop group for was a couple years ago, and now they're composers. uh, so
Hmm.
so what's cool about them is that that they done a lot of what was it? What's they've done a few songs out there, and I watched their YouTube channel. So if you actually want to look it up, you can just type in One Way K-pop. You'll find them. That's exactly who they are.
One way.
What they do there is that they have reactions and they actually talk about how the song is, what they like about it,
Wow.
and the
I need to check
composition
that
of
out.
part to it. Yeah, it's really
Cool.
cool. So when I saw Oopsie, my bad, when I heard it, actually, before seeing the MV for it, I immediately knew at that point that, to me, my opinion, this is literally, there's literally like an audition to ITZY, because the song, the composition, the song, the way it sounds, the way it flows, it feels like an Itzy song. Like literally, if you go into every aspect of the song, you're gonna be like, well, it does have that little thing to it, you know, like this, like I believe the way Itzy songs are is that they have a lot of beats into it, and then you have a lot of it's sort of like cheerleader type song. So it has a little bit
Mm.
of how Twice is, right? So Oopsie My Bad has that. It doesn't really contend to, or it doesn't really reflect on the strength of each vocals of Nature. You know, if you
Yeah,
actually listen to a lot of the Nature songs from their previous title songs and their previous tracks, you know that Nature themselves, the group, is a strong vocal group. We do have
mm.
specialties. You know, you have Haru, who's a dancer, Aurora, who's not part of this album, of course. But the thing is, they all have some sort of specialty. Now, we did see so. Oh, I did see or hear from the track that like some of the ones that were main like vocalists or at least the main viewpoint is sort of in the backtrack now. So it was a little bit different. I liked it. I like Oopsie My Bad. It's just my assessment is that it was gonna be it's a 50-50 on Leafs overall, but to the
Yeah.
consensus right
So
there out there and the current trend, Oopsie My Bad is gonna be a hit, or at least it's gonna help grow Nature to a point that it's gonna help them, you know, get noticed by all these
but
other
it's a
fans
good
out
thing
there.
then, isn't it? It's a good thing then.
Now, if you are a Nature fan, you know, like you've been a Leaf for a long time and you want the Leaf type of experience, of course, you're going to get into what I consider is the song that fits the narrative of Nature, which is What's Up. So if you have What's Up, right, that song, you're going to be like, that is Nature. No
That's
doubt
good.
about that. If you want something in the middle where it gives you a new notion of a new type of sound of Nature, or at least somewhat of an upgrade, or something that feels a little bit different, then Bing Bing is the thing that you're gonna get into.
So in
Drinking.
a way, Oopsie is not your favorite song.
Well, my favorite song in the whole album is Bing Bing, but let's before we get into that, let me get into Drinking. Drinking is your out of experience song, right? It's out of concept. It's not over here. It's not something that we ever heard Nature do. So Drinking
Yeah,
has
it's a
that
reggae.
reggaeton that's going on, and it's pretty cool. You know,
Yeah,
they kind of
cool.
killed it. You know, they kind of slayed that type of
Song.
concept.
Yeah,
And
you
then
wouldn't think.
you have My Sun, My Moon, My Star, which literally
I
is
love that.
the
Like,
ballad song, which is usually one of the things that we kind of like there because it really gives you a strength of the vocals of the main the
vocals.
main
Yeah,
vocals of the group. So you know you're gonna have Cheb in there, Sunshine. You probably have Sohi in there also, and among the
and
other
I
members
always have.
there.
Yeah,
So I mean, overall the album is the album is way different than what we usually get from Nature, and that's a good thing. I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. It's a really good thing. And this was more of a experimental for NH World to see what type of concept that with Sohi as being center will work out for them. And so far, the Oopsie My Bad experience has been a good one. So, because I've seen the viewerships, I've seen all the numbers out there. I'm not gonna
and this
contend. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not contending with the NV one. I'm looking at the other ones, the music
the
show
same
ones.
top limit, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So when I saw those, then I know that they're getting a lot of notice because of that type of song. So I mean, after after hearing the album, after you seeing the main track, so for you, Alex, what do you think of Sohi as being center after the whole change up? Because you know, Nature has changed a lot at this point. So,
Yeah,
what do you think of Sohi as being the center of the group now?
I think it's just a natural effect, and that that's if somebody who is more well known, that I feel she's a good ad. I think this was something that nature needed.
Yeah,
Like, I can be a little bit selfish and think that one like my bias has less lines now, or so he is gonna be more. as a center, as a face of the group.
Yeah.
But naturally, that is the point. And if that's a good thing for Nature as a group and as a fandom, I don't have anything against it in a way, because
Yeah.
I have always liked Sophie, even in the produced program. I always
Yeah.
liked her. So for me, it's a good thing.
Well, I know Sohee. Like Kim Sohee is one of the members out there, well, soul singer out there at that time, which I actually supported. You know, I actually
Yeah,
was watching her videos in when she was in Music Works. I was watching her videos on YouTube. That was, you know, her covers. You know, I was anticipating, and I really wanted Kim Sohee to come back to K-pop and come back to this. And when I saw that she signed up to Nature, which was surprising to me, it was sort of a flashback to IBI days, and that was something I really was looking forward to. You know, because
mm.
I know for sure that Sohee's gonna fit well within a group setting. So it was nothing new to her. So blending in or meshing with the other members was pretty, you know, it was pretty unique and easy. And I'm pretty happy that they actually, you know, like they kind of support each other, they like each other, and
Yeah,
that
it's
everything is
like
working
that.
out. You know, sometimes a new member comes in and then the cohesion doesn't work out. You know, so I'm glad that they actually kind of work things out here, and that everyone in Nature are very welcoming to her. Now, being
But
center of
it's
this
a big
whole,
change. There have been big changes.
yeah. So with Nature having Zoe being center literally changed the whole concept around of the way how Nature is. I mean, overall, Nature has been a vocal group now with Sohee there, who is very good as a vocalist. Actually, the thing is though is that, you know, the thing that everyone would question at the beginning is how does she fit in? You know, what kind of concept they're gonna work out with, and so far that everything's working out nicely, and they
Mm.
needed this. You know, NH World needed Kim Sohee
It,
to be in that
that's the
group.
thing.
They needed someone to revive or revitalize the Nature's popularity. You know,
Yeah, and that
it,
was something that we have talked to in an
yeah.
earlier podcast. I
You
think
know,
that's good that
I Am
reacted.
So Pretty was like, it was one of those things where things were going a little sideways down, not up. So, and it doesn't add the fact that, you know, they were missing a
Mm.
member at that time. So, and I think we discussed here, Alex, right, that Gaga was
Mm.
a very key member for them to flourish, and for her being missing, it literally showed the big difference in the fandom. You know, from the
Yeah,
sales being lower, from views being lower. It was just it felt like as much as I'm So Pretty was such a strong song, it just didn't have the same kick as it is when they were doing what comeback is that for Nature? What the was it their second comeback, which is Dream, I think. Is it Dream?
yeah, or some you'll be mine.
Yeah, some you'll be mine, right? So that was a stronger, that one for me was much stronger because when you had Gaga
Mm.
in there and her being a censor, it really helped out balance the group. Now,
Balance the thing. Yes, that's true.
so with her missing and then coming into this, it was like with I'm So Pretty, it just felt, I'm not saying flat, but it didn't have the same kind of that it did. Now with Sohee with Oopsie My Bad, it finally got back there. It's finally at that level that they're able to
Yeah,
do. Though it sacrificed their vocal, you know, the key strong
that's
traits
the
that
thing.
each
A little
member
bit
had.
bothered.
Yeah, well, it did though. Like you didn't see Sebum being very, was it sexy? I guess it was more very. It was very toned down, you know. So
Yeah.
you're gonna see those things, right? So it worked out, you know. For me, it worked out nicely for them. And for each music shows that's coming on, they're getting more views, they're getting more
So
popular, or
isn't
they're
that
getting
the
more
most
things.
important thing in like if you think about the
Which is that?
group Nature as a group and the fandom, isn't it just something that we have waited for, that they would have some
Well,
kind of
I, well, the thing for me was that when if they didn't have the same type of success or whatever NH World didn't see that they didn't succeed on, if they didn't hit that sort of goal, we sort of knew that they're gonna make a change. It was gonna happen, and it did. It really did. So so did it work? Is a question. Yeah, I think it worked. Did they need to do this? Yes, they did. The concept, did it
Yeah.
work out for them? Yeah, it pretty much did work out for them. Now for the fandom
But it probably,
itself,
yeah,
that's a different story.
it probably had divided a little bit, like the old fans. They have. It's not been totally positive comments from Leaves about it.
I mean, think about it. Like if you looked at the just a short, it's just a short sample of it. That when someone said, "Hey, which is their best song that you liked in the album?" I believe I didn't see any votes or a few votes for "Oopsie, My Bad," but every other song did. Bing Bing, What's Up? So basically,
Yeah,
the Leaf fandom themselves like the older or the more signature base of Nature's songs out there compared to the new thing they have.
yeah,
But that's
that,
the thing is that's natural. When you're doing a new
yeah,
concept out there, it's natural that it will happen. So
yeah,
I'd rather they risk it a little bit and try something new and see if it works out than keep trying the same
yeah.
thing
I
and
think
then
it's
saying that maybe it'll change.
more about getting new people, uh, like more other people, K-pop fans or new K-pop fans interested about it, and a little bit sacrificing their, how do you say, not like selling their demon, like their soul to the demon, not like that drastic, but a little bit like sacrificing a little bit what was the original
Yeah.
strength of nature, a little bit like uh, uh, doing a brave, bold move. But I'm happy that they did something. That I was more worried that there wouldn't be anything that like
Well,
it
that's
there
just
wouldn't be any changes. That would be for me more warrior.
that's just the nature of things. Yeah. So
In the pun, yeah.
yeah, so that's basically it. That's just how it is when it comes down to the K-pop industry, right? So when you get someone
Yeah.
that's that has notoriety or someone that has some sort of positive news about them that joins or changes the whole thing, then yeah, you end up to have a lot of positives, and then you're gonna have some sort of backlash a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not saying a lot, just something, because it's different. It's always gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I think it's
So
fine. I think for
do you like if I have one question to you. It's uh do you think it's a good for the fandom? Do you think it's like it can get more people to stand nature, or is it the
the the goal as being a fan is to make sure that the the group is as profitable and as popular as possible. When these
yeah
things happen like this, you need to just give it a positive view on it and say, well, look, it's working.
yeah
We
that's
got to
how I think.
support it, and we just got to work it out. It's not. It's there's no ifs buts to the whole thing. It's just that's how it is when you're a fan of a group. So for nature's sake, when they did this change, it's of course, some certain fans in the fandom is gonna be like, well, it's not my type of taste. It's not my type of thing.
Mm,
That's okay. You just if you support them, you love the members, then yeah, you're gonna end up supporting anyways. This it's just how it is for any group out there. There's certain concepts that when they come back you don't like, and there's certain ones that you're gonna love, and you're just gonna stick with it.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
at least for me, as at least it's not one song. It's not like one single and that's it. They don't give it to you. At least they're giving you multiple set of different
and
genres of the
multiple
songs.
different
Concepts.
genres, different kind of
So
concept.
take your pick, and you like that song, and you'll just love it anyway. So I see no problem. Like for
Yeah,
me, that's not an issue.
I kind of
Oh
think that
yeah.
that how do you say? I think it's a little bit unfair to get that much critique the Oopsie song because it's like it's one of for me, if I listen to the whole album, it works really well.
Yeah.
And Oops is just something that, like they said in in the showcase, that has luckily had subs, and I could understand what they were saying. It's like it was something that they didn't want to. They wanted to do with Sohi different kind of title, different kind of tracks. They didn't want to be like this. It's the nature sound with Sohi. It was more,
Yeah.
it was that the plan was like that, and the situation is that you just the the reason to get somebody like well known as Kim Sohee in a group is that to big that there is a big change coming, and I think the group members understand it, and I think most of the Leafs also understand it's something that is a positive. So
Yeah. So here's the thing for me is that after listening to the songs and after watching the MVs and seeing all this stuff, um, do you have a better, well, let's see, you have a better, do you think in the future things will get better for them? Like right now, it's just start for
mm,
Sohi and them. And
I think so.
so do you
I
think it's
think
going to be
so.
much better now? Like you have a, like, I know in our previous videos or previous episode of this, it was like a sad outcome. Like we kind of felt like things were not going the right direction. Now
Yeah.
everything is working. You know, Kim Sohee comes in here. Do you feel better? Like you feel like, oh yeah, next comeback they're gonna be hitting it on the score. So that's my
I
question.
I think I think I think there is a big chance that it's gonna do, because it's a, like they said, it's gonna continue. It's a new nature project, and I think
Yeah,
they have already planned what would be the next step.
yeah.
And I have, at least what I have talked, there are a lot of people who haven't know anything about nature, and now they just started to like this new one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have kind of high hopes for the next promotion. The only thing for me that 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 is something that I don't want them to lose is also the nice choreos that the Oopsie doesn't have, that kind of choreo that usually
Oh, I know, I
nature
know. It's just
has.
at
That's
least,
one thing I
yeah.
would like them to have
Well,
in the next song. I would like to have uh, that has better choreo, and
yeah,
maybe more elements vocally, but we'll
yeah. So for me, it's I'm just I was gonna be a wait and see. For me, it's I look at nature as right now, since even though it's a comeback to me. The thing is, I look at them as like a new group. You know, sort of a re-debut, right? You
Yeah,
know,
that's a good
cause everything has been
way.
changed. You know, not all the members change or anything. It's just that so he comes in here, it's different. So I wait till the
Yeah,
next
I
comeback to
think
see exactly if everything's working out or everything's going south. But right now it looks
it's not going
hopeful and
south.
everything's
It's not
working.
going
So
south. That's the main point. And
well,
for
like I
me,
said,
I'm happy about it. That
I'm
it
a person that's wait and
looked a bit
see.
bad for a while.
Well,
So
like
that's why.
I said I'm a wait and see type of person. So you
Okay.
know, you have any final thoughts?
Um, it's just that, uh, in fact, I think the stage performances even make the song better. And I have also kind of seen that 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 what makes nature is a good group, that it feels that the nature has still make this concept their own,
Yeah.
even the ones who are not so into, like I think Haru is totally nailing that concept now. She's not like just a cutie.
Yeah.
So I that's a really interesting side, like that you can see from different members, and it's kind of, I just like, just now I feel it more as a positive thing than
Okay.
I, I'm more kind of surprised in a positive way with this comeback, what this comeback is.
Yeah.
And then I was really worried for a while that if it's gonna get stagnant, how do you say, like if there wouldn't be any
Yeah.
changes or that they would go worse. And now it seems that it's going a little bit better, and and uh, and adding Sohee is also helped the popularity from different areas of K-pop. So
All right.
I see
Yeah.
I see this is maybe a good start, and
Yeah.
yeah. So my main point is that that definitely I think nature needed something like this, even if the fans or leaves didn't notice it so
Okay.
much. But I feel more positive about their future
Well,
as a fan.
yeah. So I like your assessment on this. So my,
Thank
my
you.
yeah my final thought on this is that it's a new group. Everything's gonna look everything's looking good. And nothing I could see that's gonna go wrong. Really, I just think that with Zoe here and bringing a newfound popularity for nature, it's gonna show up. I just for me, it's wait till the next comeback and see them fully mesh. It's still gonna take a lot of chemistry for them to fully work a little bit of kinks out here and there, and but then overall, I just think for nature, this was the best move they can go with. So
Yeah, I
I
feel the next comeback could be really
yeah.
big.
I,
I feel like it has chances to be the.
I just hope for the best for them at this point, and hopefully then maybe our next was it our next episode of
One,
Leaves for
one,
Nature
one
will
thing
probably
that
be better.
one thing that is still uncertain is that how does it affect also positively to the fandom? Is the fandom growing now, or is it more like people are interested about
I
like
well for
multiple
now
K
it's
or
too early to make those assessments in my opinion.
no?
So I think we could just be on that. I
We
I
can
think
just hope for the best.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Hope for the best for it and just be on our way. So I think well, this is the part we end the program, I guess. So
Yeah.
the way we usually end it, right? What is it? Three, two,
So now I
one.
know.
Yeah,
Sure.
right.
Let's count on three.
All right.
One.
Two,
Okay.
three.
Native.
Mating. Jay. Wee. Chicka chicka chicka.
Bye.
Anyways, thanks for listening to Leaves for Nature. Uh, I'm your host, Poetic Headset, and co-host. Co-host.
Brother Alex.
All right. See you next time. So be sure
See
if
you.
you like, be sure
To
if you
oopsie. To oopsie a lot. Stream it a lot.
yeah, if you like what you're hearing for the content, just give us a like and a subscribe. And thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.